ago with 3 touchdown catches. It's the Vikings and the Steelers, and it's coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Acrisure Stadium on the north shore of the Steel City, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Two teams here, each off to 1-0 starts as this one is underway on EA Sports. And the opening kickoff will not be returned as that will be a touchback. So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
Coming out of Ohio State, one of the top prospects in the NFL draft, and it was so big that they moved up in the draft to get him, to make sure that they had him. And, boys, he got the full package. Loves the game, big-time arm, 4.4 speed, so good that another quarterback prospect said to him, "What's it feel like to run 4.4? Everybody wants to be that fast."
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now. Up the middle they go. Bennett. Well, this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there. So opening drive, 3 straight runs, unable to pick up the first.
I know the fans want to see first downs, but guess what? The coaches have reasons for what they're doing. Sometimes they've scripted it, and some of these runs, while they haven't been successful now, they may be successful later on.
Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And trotting out there leading them is their 4th-year quarterback.
And he said he was feeling good in the lead up to the season, and he proved it in a big way in week 1 with 4 touchdown passes. Had the offense moving at peak efficiency right at the start of the year. Awfully impressive.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. Across midfield. He's on his way. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. His 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are on the board first here this afternoon. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. So they hit pay dirt on just 1 play. The long run, the scamper, and a very nice scamper into the end zone for the touchdown. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their 2nd offensive possession. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys a little bit jumpy.
But you do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game.
And he lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. And a little careless there, Charles, on that carry.
And it's not just having 2 hands on the ball. It's tucking it away. It's using your body to keep people shielded off. It's so many different things into taking care of it and having ball security. In that case, though, we didn't see it happen.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. A tough challenge here in this one. We'll see if he can duplicate the numbers on your screen that he put up last week, up over 100 and a touchdown.
We were watching tape to prepare for this game. One thing you noted that I totally agree with, great complementary piece in the last game. You know, they're able to throw it pretty well. He ran it exceptionally, and they hope to continue that same formula in this game.
Complimentary with an E, not an I.
That's my English teacher right there.
2nd and 9. They'll keep leaning on the running passing game. Back to the ground. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
This defense for the Steelers, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
They're going to look to throw. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
They'll try to run this one in. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson.
A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Vikings have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead.
Point after try forthcoming. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So the drive there took 6 plays.
And it was all capped off by Justin Jefferson's touchdown reception. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again.
And Charles, he's a rookie. He's put it on the ground once, maybe defensively. Now they're saying, okay, we can get this young buck to cough it up 2-3 times. He's got to be careful here.
Yeah, they do tend to zero in on the young runners because once one comes out, as you noted, you think there's an opportunity for more. This is where you have to get with that guy and say, all right, they're going to come after you, but we believe in your talents. Take care of the football, and let's go.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 14 carries, 54 yards.
There were some signs of life from their ground game last week, but overall, just a so-so performance. Everyone knows they can make a slight improvement how they contribute to this aspect of the offense. Linemen can set their blocks and hold them a little bit longer, and he can be quicker to the hole and hit a lane. If they do that, they should get some better numbers produced this week.
Hey, look at this defense for the Vikings.
They were very strong in that victory from a week ago.
They forced 7 turnovers.
How many?
7. I mean, think about that number now. That's supposed to be a lucky number, right? Lucky for one side, unlucky for the other.
8 yards, first down as they're able to convert.
Fields.
And that'll be incomplete.
Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done.
Nowhere for Fields to turn, and down he goes.
Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down.
Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains.
On 3rd down, it's Bennett. Taking it right down Broadway. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15.
So that's what that elbow in my ribs was all about. You thought they were going to throw the ball as well.
Absolutely. I think everybody thought they were throwing the football, caught him off guard.
Yeah, I'm telling you, when you have the courage to make that type of a play call, a lot of times you actually get rewarded.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football. A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. On the option left is Fields. And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. Just a loss of a yard there, but it's not going to help. Now they face a 3rd and 14.
I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play because you got to know, defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, they want to take it, and they want to take it big.
And they got it there on the option play for a loss. 3rd and long. It's Fields. And that is incomplete. So 2 third-down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a third, and now they deal with 4th down. The Steelers send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. So here are the Vikings to take over. They were able to defeat Houston last week. They lead things here as well as they try to make it 2 victories in a row.
On the set.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. And now here's a carry heading left. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. The Vikings at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1, and they were able to take care of business in front of the home crowd last week.
Yeah, it's always nice to get that opener at home, but now things get a little bit tougher. The good thing for them, though.
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered. They'd had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there. That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for 2nd and long. What do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it 3rd manageable? Or challenge the coverage again, hoping for
pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Joey Bosa, that is one he will remember. It's sack number 85 of his great career, moving him past Hall of Famer Howie Long on the all-time list. Here's Fields. That one behind his receiver and incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down. The Steelers send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. The Vikings head out to take over once again. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
So the completion good for just 3. And it's 2nd down.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling. Held it to an okay gain.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
I know we can't do a mind meld and really know exactly what he was thinking, but I didn't see an open receiver there. Maybe, possibly, he did that on purpose and just overthrew him.
Yeah, coverage was good, so maybe indeed that was another way to throw it away, if you will. It looks like they'll move things around here.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
That might be the third down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Fights off the defender. That's a 49-yard punt, 8th though on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI.
Defense.
So a PI call going to cost him there defensively. What did you see?
Well, I think it's the right call, partner, because sometimes we'll see officials kind of let them play. But by the letter of the law, that's definitely a penalty.
And some room to work. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 51 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. They run the counter. It's Bennett. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. To throw is Fields. Rush coming, and he's taken down. They push him back 8 yards that time on second down. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles, and that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance, they've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
Now Fields. And a quick shuffle pass here is complete. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. The Steelers send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Now this is fielded in the end zone, and he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. With the football going back to the Vikings offense. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Nate Hobbs. And the Steelers are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. So that potentially an important takeaway here in the second quarter.
Because what it does is give their offense a chance to put a drive together. They've got nothing on the scoreboard so far, so you have to think that they need something before the break. And now they have an opportunity.
Out to his left. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. Now it's Fields. And he's going to go down again. They push him back 8 yards Vikings and time on second down.
Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. The Steelers send out their punter now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And this will be taken at the 13. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return, and control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
And with apologies to Dylan Thomas, apparently they're not going to go gently into the half. They're still out there firing haymakers. They took a chance on a deep ball there, but it winds up incomplete.
They'll throw now on the final play. And the Steeler pressured too much here. He's going down. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
That's down the field for Jefferson.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Sorry, Coach, put a pin in that. We are going to move right on to the 3rd quarter here.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon.
The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Now the Vikings offense set to go to work to begin this 3rd quarter. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
You know, it's not just all athleticism from defensive linemen. Let's give them a little credit for their football intelligence as well. Read and react by them, understood the play call, and stacked it up and stuffed the run.
Stop. 17. Ready.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. On the move to his left. His throw incomplete.
Barton, I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
Now the terrible towels in full force now as the Steelers get set to defend this 3rd and long.
Back to throw here.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
It's a gain of 10. First down, Minnesota.
Drill 52. Black Ultra.
Looking to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
And so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown
or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.
At the 45-yard line. A gain of a yard. It's now 4th down.
Check, pitch. Strike. Check, strike.
They'll try and run for it. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race.
On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. They'll roll him out right. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A good pickup there, a 22. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he is out of bounds here. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way. And really, we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
They'll try and sneak it here. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal.
There's Hawkinson in the end zone. Touchdown, Vikings.
A great effort there. There to make the grab.
And the Vikings take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And it is now 21-0. So that drive, 12 plays in length.
And it was T.J. Hawkinson who finished the drive with a touchdown reception.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2.
Now a first down throw, Fields. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner, and with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second-half blowout material.
Now a handoff looking right. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
Holding offense.
Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes at that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
And he gets it down to the 32.
113 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Here's a 2nd and 5.
Second down at the 32-yard line.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game, back to the ground. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Ready?
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Partner, I know my grade school teachers never would believe this, but I can absorb a lesson. I think there's a lesson in this one. He's having a great day running the football, but occasionally they're going to find a way to stop you, aren't they?
Yeah, this time the defense stepped up in what's been so far a tough game for them. Back now in Pittsburgh. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Five yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with 3rd and about 6 yards to go.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. He'll look to throw. There's Hawkinson in the end zone. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there. A beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Vikings are on their way to a 2-0 start. So I tell you what, Charles, I know that you don't put a ton of stock into power rankings and things of that nature, but another score here, and 2 weeks into the season, this is maybe the most impressive team in the NFL. Would you agree?
Well, they've certainly sold me as they've sold you, and I agree with you, no question about it. They won easily last week. They're on their way to another lopsided victory here. They're definitely a team to be reckoned with, and they are serving notice to the rest of the league.
And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Steeler offense set to regain possession. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage, because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests. But in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. It's caught, Mitchell. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
It's 4th down.
Go.
Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he is going to have the Steelers first down by a good couple of yards as they get 3 there on 4th and inches.
Here we go.
Play action. It's Fields. A quick throw there is incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Fields. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Mitchell. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Fields now to throw. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
They snap it to Fields.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position.
Black swap.
On 1st down. Good. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. They just look like they're having fun out there. Big lead. There's another big play on the big run. I mean, they can't be stopped.
I'm a little bit older than you, as you well know, partner, and you tend to tell me that all the time. But
he'll be hit and taken down at the 21.
Alex Highsmith making a nice play and getting the sack.
And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule, because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Fields on 1st down.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Here's Fields. He's got his tight end Freiermuth right side.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball, because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Fields on 3rd down.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack.
Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game.
The Steelers send out their punter now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And taken right on the 30. 45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return.
And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10.
And now out comes Minnesota.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Flushed out right.
Addison hauls it in.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be 2nd down. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave him with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. 2nd and 5. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
They geared up and took the deep shot downfield, but it turned out it wasn't one-on-one coverage. Extra defenders in the area, and that one winds up incomplete.
Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
Now they go for it on fourth, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. Mike Tomlin takes a shot here, but to no avail. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the fourth quarter, facing the big deficit. Just what silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like one possession left, and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do they? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run to have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game. So right now, they're going to try their best to get something up on the board and not get shut out.
Still second down.
Here we go, Scott.
And one last throw here for Fields. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And